Hi all, this is Sia Naz and welcome to episode 28 of the Diary of a Hip Hop Artist podcast. So as you can see, I've got a new background. I really love space, so this one's got the moon and the sky and stars and clouds, lovely. So that's my new background. I've only got two now, so but I've got to work on the green screen. But anyway, most people listen to podcasts on their iPhone or through some sort of audio instead of like video, but I just wanted a nice background for the YouTube video, so that's the one that I've got up this week. So let's get to the week. This week's been more about Photoshop, so every week is a bit different depending on what mood I'm in. So let's start with the week. I haven't got my signs because I'm too lazy to keep putting them up, and it's just distracting, so I thought I can't be stuffed. So we'll just say Monday. So on Monday, the week started on the 13th of May. So this Monday, I uploaded my podcast to Anchor that I did. And I also put it through this program called RX7, which is a really awesome program that cleans up your audio. And it gets rid of everything. You just do it automatically instead of like sitting there doing it manually. There's like this automatic function where you just press a button and it goes through the whole audio podcast, and it just cleans up anything that needs cleaning up, which is awesome because I'm lazy as hell, so that suits me just fine. So I did that on Monday. I also checked the stats on my videos to see where traffic is coming from. So I'm doing that a bit more. Mainly because I'm using Fiverr to promote my videos, and sometimes I don't do the right thing and they promote my videos where they shouldn't be, so I can keep an eye on that. So I've been pretty happy lately. 90% of it's coming from other music videos or other music programs instead of some weird stuff, because I find that a lot of my some of my videos used to come from like really weird videos. I also found that a lot of I was getting a lot of traffic last week from a lot of Russian videos, so that's pretty cool. I don't know what they're about, but so it's interesting. And RX7, I cleaned it up, videos. I also uploaded the YouTube video that I did for my podcast, and because my laptop is so slow, it actually took overnight. So I started uploading at about 8:30 because I schedule it so that it can go live on Wednesday. So I uploaded it on Monday, and for some reason my computer just was really slow, and it took about from 8:30 till about 3 a.m. So I just kept the computer going, and I'm guessing it was about 3 a.m. Actually, might have been even later because I went to bed at about 2:30, which is usually the time that I usually go to sleep. So I must have finished at about 5. So that took forever. I don't know why. And it's really distracting having the computer. You're trying to sleep and you can hear the computer and the lights blaring in your room. So I hope that's not going to be happening every week. I just need to get my computer fixed, but other expenses want to get paid first. So I should be making it a priority, but just got some other things that I want to pay first. So but I'm learning about how to clean up my computer and all that. So nothing glamorous at all on Monday, just a lot of hard work. So on Tuesday, I checked where, because with YouTube, once you get over 1,000 subscribers or 4,000, I don't think it's hours. Is it hours? Minutes or hours of view time, you can start getting paid for your videos. So I was wondering, like, where am I going to get paid from? And I found out that it's through Google AdSense. And I noticed that it accumulates. So once Google AdSense hits $100, then you get paid. And I've noticed that every month the total comes out. So every month, whatever I've on YouTube, I can see my stats, how much I get paid. So it was each month, because I was wondering why the numbers were going up and down. And so every month, the money, whatever money I've earned for that month, then it goes to AdSense, and then it starts back to zero. I'm kind of guessing this because the amount on YouTube, it doesn't go above it. It never went above $10. So I noticed that once I look through Google AdSense that every month I've been making about $10 to $12 a month on my YouTube videos. And I noticed the first week was September. So September last year was my first month that I was earning money from my YouTube videos. And the first month in September I earned 30 cents. And since then it's just been going up steadily. So the most I've gotten paid per month through my YouTube videos was $12. So I think in total, in total it's been $52 in total, but I haven't been paid that out. Plus I've got some other videos that I do odds and ends on, and I'm going to get paid, I think you get paid on the 15th of every month. So I've noticed that the totals hit $110. So I'll be getting that next month. But that took me a couple of years with the other websites that I don't really do much work on. And they've got Google ads on them. And they've been accumulating. So hopefully, where are we? That 19th. Actually, hopefully it'll be this month that I'll get paid. I'll have to keep an eye on my bank account. And lucky that I changed my bank account details because I went to have a look. Lucky I checked all this recently. It's funny how that works. Like, lucky I checked it recently because I should be getting paid out pretty soon. And the Google AdSense, my account was the old account number that I had. So lucky that I checked it. I put in the new account number and I should be getting paid pretty soon, I think. So it's funny that it all happened at the same time. So that was Tuesday. And also on Tuesday, I've started some Photoshop tutorials. And Photoshop is really awesome, and not just for airbrushing, which I haven't started to look at yet. The only thing that I've sort of done a bit of airbrushing on is Snapchat photos. Like, I've been using some of my Snapchat photos for some of my videos to airbrush the nose and the whiskers off, and they look pretty cool because they've got nice filters. You get a few nice stars in the background, so... And some of those photos have come out really nice. I look professional as well, not amateurish. So I've just been learning how to do stuff. It's really, really awesome. I just want to change backgrounds as well because my bedroom walls are orange or cream, or you can see my clothes or my books and stuff, and it looks a bit messy. So I'm hoping to eventually learn how to edit out the background and maybe put a studio or a street scene or something cool that'll look nice. And I also on Tuesday I don't check my Facebook all that much. And I noticed that I got tagged in a post, and I've been listed in top 15 hip hop podcasts. This website called FeedSpot did a list of 15 hip hop podcasts, and I was number 6, and that came out in March. So I only just noticed that, so that's pretty cool. So thank you to FeedSpot for doing that. I've promoted that a little bit on my Twitter and on my Facebook page to say thank you to them. So that's really nice. Also, both DJs that I've sent my song to on LinkedIn to mix my song for free. They're working on it, so I've heard back from both of them and they're still working on it, but we'll wait and see who comes through. I don't want to say, this DJ's name or that DJ's name, and then it's not good. So I'll wait for them to finish, and if it's really good, then I'll let you know who they are, and then you can follow them on Facebook, or if you want similar work done, just ask them. Maybe they'll do it again, do the work for free. So that was Tuesday, so a busy day. And then I also did a few tutorials on learning how to mix my music, which is a priority really. The Photoshop is just distracting me because it's like a shiny object that's saying, "Oh, look at me, aren't I pretty?" So I tend to go where things are fun or where they're easy. That's why I'm getting distracted, because mixing and making music and that it's hard, and this is easy and it's fun. So that's why I've been distracted with Photoshop. So I did some tutorials through Isotope. I find with mixing, I find it quite confusing. I don't find it an easy thing to do. It's almost mathematical, and I don't find it easy at all. But I'm going to persevere, because that's the same thing I found with making beats as well. Like, I found that frustrating, and learning how to mix, I find that frustrating because I don't know how to do it. And yeah, it's not easy. So I'm going to continue, because I think so far what I've learned has been pretty easy. But what I've learned is mainly to automate things, like with Isotope, they've got there's a button in the program where you just press it and it does it automatically for you, cleans things up automatically. So that's pretty cool. But I want to learn how to do it manually, like figure out EQ and figure out compression, saturation and reverb and all this stuff. But yeah, it's a lot of hectahertz or whatever the hell they're called, hectopascals, and you have to, minus 10 or minus 6, but minus 10, minus 6 where it's saying do it here, do it there. But I find it confusing. So yeah, I'm getting distracted on that one, but at least there's the automated one where you can just press it and it just does it for you. So that was Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, I promoted some of the videos that I've done. Some videos that I've done in the past, like some beats that I've done in the past that didn't get a lot of traffic. I think as much as I can, I like to try and promote them myself so I can get into the forums and things like that. But I found that with a lot of the forums, you have to do like 10 to 20 posts before you're allowed to post something. Oh, you have to comment on 10 to 20 posts before you can comment on something. And yeah. And I mean, I'd like to become part of the community, not just sit there and promote myself, because it's really cool to meet people as well. Like with the podcast forums, people are so nice and you get heaps of information. And even with the producing forums, like on Facebook, there's producing groups. With Ableton producing groups, even just producing groups, they're really cool as well. Everyone's got some great questions and I always read their answers and they're quite responsive, so that's really cool. I think I'm getting a bit put off by the forums when I put stuff up, because people can be really critical. You can get some really mean comments, but I've just got to learn to get a thick skin, which I am learning. It's hard, man. People are harsh, but you've just got to learn that everyone's got opinions, and if two people say it's awful, doesn't mean that everyone thinks it's awful. Because I found with some of the beats that I've put up and some of the songs that I've done, that people have said that, oh, this is terrible, but then other people have liked it. So you can't please everyone, and all I can do is make the music that I like. So it's just learning to have a thick skin and just to keep going, just keep doing what you like and not let those comments set you back, because it's not worth it. I mean, that mean person's making a comment and then you never hear from them again, whereas I'm going to be continuing with that. So you can't let people who make mean comments stop you from doing what you want to do. Just ignore it and just keep going. Like, some people make comments that are helpful even if they're critical. So just got to take it all with a grain of salt, not let it upset you too much. But yeah, it's not easy. We're human. I'm human. I read those comments. It's hurtful. So you just got to learn to read it and then, water off a duck's back. So that was Wednesday, promoting videos and watching some more mixing tutorials. But yeah, again, I find them really frustrating because I don't understand it too well, so I find it confusing. So then Thursday I recorded vocals for one of my beats, and I've decided to call it Creep, and just did a rough draft of the vocals. I might put a snippet so that you can hear at the end of this podcast just a rough draft of maybe just the bits that sound good, maybe the last chorus, so you can hear it. And I wasn't keeping an eye on the so like the meter, the volume meter, and it was clipping, which means it was getting too loud and it was distorting. But I think I kind of like it and I might keep it. Luckily it was just the chorus at the end. I might keep that. I think that's really cool. So sometimes mistakes can be good. So the beat is a bit of a tricky one. It's just like trying to figure out where, mainly with the verses, where to come in and where to put the words. So yeah, still learning beat making, but this particular beat's been a little bit funny. I also did a heap of Photoshop tutorials on Thursday. You can check my Insta for the results of that. Yeah, it's the one where there's a TV screen and I've got the 2000 behind me and I'm pointing like this. That took me forever to figure out. And cropping, you'd think they still need to work on Photoshop on how to do stuff on the cropping. Because I was trying to crop the photo inside the TV, but it would only let me crop the actual whole photo. That just doesn't make sense. Like I was clicking on my picture to crop only that picture, but I was trying to crop the whole thing. Like, where's the common sense in that? Like, common sense isn't so common. Yeah, that's unfortunate. But yeah, it took me a lot longer to figure that out. But anyway. And so if you check my Insta at Naz Songs, that's where you'll see that picture. I think it's on Facebook too. Oh, I think it's on Insta. I think I put it everywhere. I was quite proud of that one. So that was Thursday. And then on Friday, I enrolled in some Photoshop courses with Udemy, which is really cool. I really like that I get certificates. It just feels like I've achieved something and I can show a certificate and say, look, I've done this course. But then after I enrolled in these 2 courses, there's tricks to doing those, buying those courses, because if you click on it and you put it on your wish list, then when you go back to it, it reduces the price. So one of the courses was like $204, and then I put it on my wish list and then I refreshed and it went down to $22. So that was pretty awesome. So I've got 2 courses in Photoshop that I'm doing, and then I thought, I wonder if they've got mixing tutorials. So I went back and, well, lo and behold, they've got mixing tutorials, and I'm hoping they're going to be easy to understand, hopefully, with Udemy, because they're teaching students. But I guess that's what all tutorials are, they're teaching you. But I think I'm not sure what I'm going to do next. I kind of get really distracted with these. It's like, what order do I do things in? But I want to have fun. I want to enjoy what I'm doing. And I really loved what I've learned with the Photoshop tutorials that I've done through Photoshop. That was pretty awesome. And I think I don't really need these Photoshop tutorials. I should have finished those tutorials first, but I thought, I'd love to learn more. And when I saw the price went drastically down, like, and the courses that I enrolled in are bestsellers, so it doesn't hurt to learn a bit more. But yeah, I've got to stop getting so distracted. But I think next week maybe I'll work on my music a lot more and then do the Photoshop tutorials the following weeks, and then I'll enroll in the mixing courses. But I find the mixing courses are usually for dance music. But I guess if I can learn how to mix, it doesn't matter what sort of music it is. But then I saw some other ones for hip hop as well. So I'll have a look at that. So that's pretty exciting, doing these courses, because I can't do the music production course. As I said last week, I've had to drop out of that course because Mum's not well and I have to take her to a lot of appointments. And I just just don't think that. And the course was $18,500, and that was something that I was balking at too. Like, God, I don't want to pay that much money. I don't want to be in debt that much. So I think this has worked out well to do these music production courses. They're $12. You learn heaps. They're bestsellers. Like, thousands of people have done the courses, and yeah, we'll see how we go with that. So a lot of interesting things happening on Friday. I'm also working on a new podcast logo, mainly with the wording. I'm trying to get it to go around my picture. And, well, you would think that would be easy, but no, it's not. No, it's not easy. Everything I really want to do is not easy, but I'm persevering. Usually in the past I would just give up, but now I've decided I'm going to persevere and, see it through. So that was on Friday. Then on Saturday, which was yesterday, I babysat my nephew, who is 6 years old, and he slept over, he's done that once before, and he did that. And, oh, my God, he's only one child and he's only 6, but that was hard. That was hard. And he didn't want to have dinner, and all he wanted was cookies. Like, all he kept saying was cookies, and I made him these nice little French lamb chops with some chips and some cucumber, which he loves cucumber, and he's like, no, I cooked, and he's like, cookies, and that's all he would say for like an hour. And the food, and I said, no, you're not going to have cookies, you're going to have your dinner. And I said, even if that goes cold, you're going to have that cold. No, he wasn't having a bar of it. Cookies. So I had to bake him these cookies, but it's still, like, my sister brought it over. It's the cookies that's in looks like dog food with the wrap around it, like a sausage, and you cut it up and then you can bake it. Personally, for me, I like to bake from scratch, but cookies. So he saw it in the fridge when I opened it to get some stuff to make him dinner, and he's like, oh no, it's like cookies. So bloody hell, cookies was all I heard for 1.5 hours last night. So that's what he had for dinner, cookies, 4 choc chip cookies, and that was it. And then trying to get him to go to bed, well, that was fun. Got to bed at 10:30 at night. Wonderful. And then exhausting as it was. And then he got up at 7:30 this morning, which is Sunday, and he got up crowing like a rooster. He's like, it's morning, cock-a-doodle-doo. Oh, God, he's a character. I was exhausted. But once I finally got him to sleep on Saturday, I watched this cool documentary on Duff from Guns N' Roses called It's So Easy and Other Lies. Like, I've read his book. I read his book a few years ago, and that was pretty awesome. Anything Guns N' Roses. I mean, I love Guns N' Roses, and I read the book a few years ago, and then I saw the documentary in iTunes, and I'm like, oh, I've got to watch that. So while he slept, I watched the documentary, and it's amazing. And what I learned from that, and I pretty much know, is a lot of music is made from people who have been through a lot of heartache. And if you read his book and if you watch the documentary, I mean, they had massive success, but they also had a lot of pain. Like, quite a few of them were going through a lot of stuff, especially Axl, and Slash was going through quite a bit too. But Duff, he almost died from alcohol poisoning because he started drinking from a very young age, from like 11 years old, and doing drugs from a very young age as well. So that was really sad to hear, but I did read about it a few years ago, but I kind of forgot all about it. But Slash has got a book out, and Duff's book is really cool. And Duff was really smart. Like, he went to school after, like, he almost needed his pancreas almost burst. His pancreas leaked acid into his body, and he got sick, and that's when he changed his whole life around. But once that happened, then he decided to learn accounting. So he went to school to become an accountant. That was mainly so that he could figure out royalties and banking for himself and for the band, and how to deal with the record companies and all that, and just learning about money, which is really smart. I mean, I did a course a few years ago on music business management, but I can't remember jack about that. So I want to start learning about that, about royalties and things like that, because I do get paid for my music through CD Baby, which is the company that I release my music through. Like, I release the songs through there, and then they collect the money and they pay me. And again, to date, it hasn't been a lot, like $50. So that's pretty awesome, because when you see the statistics, it's around the world, like Mexico and Sweden and Germany and the US and Australia, not so much in Australia, but everywhere else around the world, people are listening to my music and buying it. So thank you to all the people that are doing that. It's really awesome. So that was really cool on Saturday. I really enjoyed watching that documentary. I love watching music documentaries. And then today, once my sister came and picked my nephew up at like 9:30 in the morning, I just went straight to bed and I slept for hours because I was exhausted, because I just kept looking at him, because he kept bundling himself under his doona. We call it doona. I think overseas you guys call it comforter. And I thought, oh my God, he's going to suffocate, he's going to die, my sister's going to kill me. And just every hour I just kept looking at him and lifting up his doona to make sure that he could breathe and that he had air. And I couldn't sleep at all. And this happened the last time as well. It's quite stressful. And then you wake up like at 2 a.m. and at 3 a.m. to play with his toys that were in front of him. Like, oh God, I'm like, go to sleep. Exhausting. Yeah, I'm still so tired. And then today, what I did after I slept most of the day, because I didn't sleep at night at all, was I watched Purple Rain. I think I've seen this movie. I'm not sure if I have, but I think I have. Purple Rain with Prince. And again, it's that theme of the heartache. I think that's his real life story, that his father abused his mother. I should have looked this up. I think that's his true life story. And just to see that, you know, people create from heartache. It's not that they've got easy lives and then they become successful and then life is easy and everything's easy and fun. It's not true. A lot of good music is made from heartache. So that was really interesting. I really enjoyed watching both those movies. Purple Rain is, you know, the music is awesome. Of course it's awesome. It's Prince. And I'm really glad that I got to see him on his very last tour, the microphone and piano tour, I think it was called. And then he passed away like a month after. I saw one of his very last shows, and it was really sad because I think that was it Vanity had died? He had just learned that day or the day before that Vanity had died, and he was really sad. Yeah. And then, you know, the show must go on. You have to perform. It reminds me of a concert that I saw on YouTube where Rihanna was crying. So obviously something had happened, but, you know, the show must go on. People have paid their tickets and everyone's gone to the show. So, you know, you've got to, you've got to suck it up and just go on with the show. You know, people have come to see you. So, yeah, music industry, you know, there's good sides to it, but, you know, there's tough sides to it as well. I mean, it is a job. So, but yeah, it's still something that I love. I still want to pursue it. I mean, I love making music, even though I get distracted by fun stuff and go on different tangents, but there you have it. So that's the end of the week, reading from my fluffy pink llama diary. So please share this with your friends or someone you think would like to hear it. Share it on your YouTube pages or your Facebook or wherever you'd like to share. That would be awesome. Help me get my message out. And I will catch you guys on the next show. Thanks for listening, friends, and I will see you later. Bye. Seen a lot of bad things, it stays in my head. which day I'm Jekyll or Hyde. My moods are swinging chimps, you don't wanna mess with this. Can't control it, no, all I do is go with it. You stirred it up when you chose to mess with me. Don't stir it up, cause you don't wanna mess with me. I hear your foolishness, your mouth is open wide. One day your stupidness will open up the tide. Cruel words you threw at me will bury you alive. Should've thought more carefully, you got what you deserve. A spiteful person just like you is always devious. Just cause I won this round don't mean I count you out. Just cause I won this round means we go another round. So you creep, so you creep, so you creep. Too scared to deal with me, you're scared of me, oh, not a peep. So you creep, so you creep, so you creep. Stay away from me, I'm telling you, don't mess with me. So you creep, so you creep, so you creep. My vicious temper will shred you to bits, you've been warned. So you creep, heed my words, this is it. Cross my path and you will pay severely. So you creep, so you creep, so you creep. Too scared to deal with me, you're scared of me, oh, not a peep. So you creep, so you creep, so you creep. Stay away from me, I'm telling you, don't mess with me. So you creep, so you creep, so you creep. My vicious temper will shred you to bits, you've been warned. So you creep, heed my words, this is it. Cross my path and you will pay severely. So you creep, so you creep, so you creep. Too scared to deal with me, you're scared of me, oh, not a peep. So you creep, so you creep, so you creep. Stay away from me, I'm telling you, don't mess with me. So you creep, so you creep, so you creep. My vicious temper will shred you to bits, you've been warned. So you creep, heed my words, this is it. Cross my path, oh, it's too late, it's too late.